Have you ever felt uncomfortable with stares and questions? It's a discomfort that's far from rare, a shared experience that unites us across boundaries of age, culture, and background. Whether it's because you're wearing an outfit that stands out, speaking a different language, or maybe you have a distinctive feature that catches someone's eye, everyone has faced a moment where they've felt the weight of someone else's gaze or the intrusion of an unexpected question. Now let's explore why people stare and ask questions. It might surprise you to know that it's often not rooted in negativity. More frequently, it's driven by curiosity, a natural human trait. We're wired to notice things that stand out, to pay attention to what's different. It's a survival instinct, a way our ancestors made sense of the world and identified potential threats. Today, that translates into curiosity about what's unique or unfamiliar. Similarly, questions often stem from a lack of understanding. Think about it. When you're faced with something you don't know, what's your first instinct? It's to ask questions, right? It's how we learn, how we bridge the gap between the known and the unknown. So when someone asks you something, it's often because they're trying to understand, not because they're trying to make you uncomfortable. However, it's also crucial to remember that everyone has a different comfort level when it comes to being the center of attention. And that's okay. It's perfectly fine to feel uneasy under scrutiny. But it's equally important to remember that the stares or questions often aren't about you as a person. They're about the observer's curiosity or lack of understanding. And that brings us to a comforting conclusion. Remember, it's not always about you, and that's okay. It's okay to stand out, to be different, to be unique. It's okay to answer questions, to educate others, to bridge the gap of understanding. And it's okay to feel uncomfortable, to acknowledge those feelings, and to seek ways to navigate through them. We're all human, after all, learning and growing together in this shared experience we call life. Building self-confidence is a key step in dealing with stares and questions. This isn't just a theory, but a practical, transformative tool that can change your life in profound ways. Imagine a world where stares don't bother you, where questions don't intimidate you. This world exists, and it's within your reach. It's a world where you are armed with self-confidence, an invisible shield that can deflect negativity and misunderstanding. Now, let's explore how you can build this shield, this power of self-confidence. First, start by focusing on your strengths. We all have them, those abilities and talents that make us unique. It could be your knack for making people laugh, your ability to solve complex problems, or your creativity. By focusing on these strengths, you are acknowledging your worth, and this is a strong foundation for self-confidence. Next, let's talk about positive self-talk. It's a powerful tool for building self-confidence. It involves replacing negative thoughts about yourself with positive affirmations. Instead of saying, "I can't handle this," you say, "I've handled tough situations before, I can handle this too." This simple shift in mindset can significantly boost your self-confidence. Setting achievable goals is another way to build your self-confidence. When you set a goal and achieve it, you prove to yourself that you have the ability to succeed. And with each success, your self-confidence grows. Start with small, achievable goals and gradually increase their difficulty. Remember, it's not about achieving big things immediately, but about consistent progress. These are just a few strategies to build your self-confidence, but they are powerful and effective. They require commitment and practice, but the rewards are immense. With self-confidence, you can change the way you perceive stares and questions. They no longer become threats, but opportunities to showcase your strengths and express your unique personality. So the next time you find yourself in the spotlight, remember that you have the power to change the narrative. You have the power to turn awkward moments into opportunities for growth and personal development. And always remember, confidence is a shield that protects us from negativity and misunderstanding. So how do you deal with stares? Here are some strategies. First off, let's talk about the ignore strategy. It's as simple as it sounds. You pretend you don't notice the stare and carry on with your day. This strategy is about maintaining your inner peace and not allowing the actions of others to disturb your equilibrium. It's like a duck letting water roll off its back. It's a great choice when you're not in the mood for confrontation or interaction. But what if ignoring isn't your style? That brings us to our second strategy. Acknowledgement with a smile. This is a friendly, non-confrontational approach. When you catch someone staring, simply make eye contact and give them a warm smile. This can often disarm the stare, and it can even lead to a positive interaction. Remember, a smile is a universal language of kindness. The third strategy we're going to discuss is using humor. Now, this one requires a bit of wit, but it can be incredibly effective. The next time you catch someone staring, you could make a lighthearted comment or a funny face. It's a way of saying, "Yes, I see you staring, and I'm okay with it." Humor can diffuse tension and turn an uncomfortable situation into a moment of laughter. But here's the thing, these strategies are not one size fits all. The strategy you choose depends on the situation and your comfort level. Maybe you're feeling bold one day and decide to use humor. Perhaps on another day, you're not in the mood to engage, so you opt for the ignore strategy. Or maybe you're feeling friendly and go for the acknowledge with a smile approach. The most important thing is to remember that you're in control. You get to decide how you react to stares. And that's empowering, isn't it? You have the power to turn an uncomfortable situation into a moment of strength. You get to decide whether to ignore, smile, or laugh it off. Choose the strategy that suits you best. Remember, your comfort is paramount. And what about those questions? How should you respond? Let's dive into some effective strategies for answering questions that may come your way. Firstly, honesty is often the best policy. If you're comfortable answering, feel free to do so truthfully. Being open can foster understanding and empathy. Remember, though, that the depth of your honesty is entirely up to you. You can choose to share a detailed account, or you can keep it simple and brief. The bottom line is, it's your story to tell, and you have the power to decide how much of it you share. Secondly, you can always redirect the conversation. If the question is too personal, or you simply don't want to answer, you can subtly steer the conversation to another topic. Use your wit and humor if you like. You might say something along the lines of, "Well, that's an interesting question, but have you heard about the latest developments in renewable energy?" It's a deft way of changing the subject without causing discomfort or conflict. Another approach is to politely decline to answer. It's perfectly okay to say something like, "I appreciate your curiosity, but I prefer not to discuss that." You are under no obligation to answer every question posed to you. It's important to remember that your comfort comes first. In all of these approaches, a key point to emphasize is the importance of maintaining your personal boundaries. You have the right to determine what you're comfortable discussing and with whom. You're not being rude or difficult by protecting your privacy. On the contrary, you're exercising your right to personal autonomy. So, whether you choose to be honest, redirect the conversation, or decline to answer, remember that these are tools at your disposal. They're there to help you navigate the sometimes tricky waters of interpersonal communication. In closing, your response should be a reflection of your comfort level and personal boundaries. You have the power to control the narrative, so use it wisely and respectfully. Let's recap what we've learned about dealing with stares and questions. Firstly, we explored the importance of understanding the situation. We all experience stares and questions differently, and these experiences can be influenced by a variety of factors, including our appearance, behavior, or even the unique attributes that make us who we are. It's crucial to remember that most of the time, these stares or questions are born out of curiosity, not malice. However, that doesn't mean they can't be uncomfortable or intrusive. Next, we delved into the power of self-confidence. Building self-confidence is a process, not an overnight transformation. It's about embracing the unique aspects of your personality and appearance and understanding that your worth extends beyond what others see or perceive. Remember, your self-confidence acts as a shield, protecting you from the potential harm of unwanted attention or intrusive questions. We then discussed some tangible strategies for handling stares. These included techniques such as maintaining your composure, practicing nonverbal communication, and using humor as a way to diffuse tension. It's all about finding what works best for you and understanding that you have control over how you respond in these situations. Next, we tackled approaches to answering questions. Not all questions need to be answered, especially if they feel too personal or invasive. It's perfectly okay to set boundaries and let people know when they've crossed a line. And if you do choose to respond, remember to do so in a way that feels comfortable and authentic to you. As we wrap up, it's essential to keep in mind that these are just guidelines, not hard and fast rules. Everyone's experiences and comfort levels are different, and it's okay to handle these situations in a way that feels right for you. Remember, the power to navigate these situations lies within you. Stay strong, confident, and keep your boundaries intact.